So good morning students. Welcome to online class. Those who are joining for the first time, would request you to go through the NCERT PDF and the videos that I have sent you. Okay. So today, as you know that we have studied what are physical changes and what are chemical changes. So physical changes generally they are reversible, isn't it? And chemical changes mostly they will be irreversible. Reversible, you understand, you can undone it. I mean, you will get the previous things. So when whatever you have started, the starting materials, you will get it easily. For example, stretching of rubber band. Stretching of rubber band means you are changing the shape and the size, but as soon as you leave it, you will get the original size of the rubber band, isn't it? So that is reversible change. And there is also example like when you take an ice cube, when you heat it, it becomes water, and when you again heat it becomes water vapor. So those things can also be reversed by evaporation and condensation process, vice versa, you have studied in class 6, isn't it? So for example, you have taken ice and you have heated it, it becomes water. Okay. And if you take that particular water and you keep it in your refrigerator, what will happen? So it will again become an ice, isn't it? So that is reversible, isn't it? So that is reversible changes. So we are changing the state. State means not different states like Delhi, Haryana, or Uttar Pradesh, not like that. So state means solid to liquid, and liquid will change into gaseous state. So some substances are solid in state, some substances are liquid in state. Okay, so that is the state meaning. I hope everybody is clear with the word state. So state is not राज्य जो हम लोग बोलते हैं ना, उत्तर प्रदेश, बिहार, not that state. State means in what condition it is. Okay, is it in solid, is it in liquid, or is it in gaseous form? So that is the state. And this is the example, these are the examples of reversible changes, and they can be physical changes. So physical changes, they will have changes in the physical properties. What are the physical properties? Physical properties will include change in shape, change in size, change in color, all these things, and change in texture. All these are physical changes. Am I clear? Now, what are chemical changes? Chemical changes, many a times we will not be able to see it, but through the through some changes we will come to know there something has happened to the texture, or something has happened to the color, and something has happened to the composition of the materials. For example, when you are cooking vegetables, so I told you, you are mixing oil, water, spices, vegetables. So how will you know that it has been cooked? When you taste it, when you feel the smell, or when you see that everything together it has mixed, and now different taste, you can perceive, you can feel it by your tongue. So now you can say there is the change in chemical composition. So now it has been broken down into complex materials, into simpler forms. So this is the way you can find it. And many a times you can see sometimes there is the color change. So that will tell you that it is the color change. So I told you today to write an activity. We will do the writing part after the class, and you have done the drawing of the schematic diagram, isn't it? One student, she asked me, I think Uneza, she asked me, what is schematic diagram? So diagram and drawing, they are more or less same, but in picture or drawing, there will be there will be no self explanatory, but in a diagram it will explain you the way, the moment you look at a diagram, it will tell you what is happening to the diagram. So picture may not tell you what is happening, isn't it? So in a diagram, so there will be proper steps, or proper procedures you will be easily able to understand. Schematic diagram means there will be sequence, what is happening to the what is happening now, and what is happening after burning it. So you can understand, after burning it, it is changing into ash, and after you get ash, you are mixing it with water. So that is another step, that is another scheme or another sequence. and after you mix it with water, then you take litmus paper and you are checking it. So there are total 4 procedures, so they are different sequence. Am I clear? So they are schematic diagram which tell you what is happening after which, and after this particular step what is happening next. Am I clear, Uneza? So there are different steps, there are different sequence in a schematic diagram. Okay, so that is what I told you to draw the diagram. So today we will study only the chemical changes example. So already I have taught you this burning of magnesium ribbon. So let us see it again. What is that? So I will show you in the NCERT first today, and then I will show you the screen. So did you read this? Did you read these pages, beta, all of you? I think you must have read it. So what are the physical changes we have done it? So let us see.
Yes, ma'am, I have read this.
Yes, very good.
Read them.
Yeah. Can you see it here? In the physical
Yes,
changes
ma'am.
happening,
Yes, ma'am, I have read it.
such as shape, size, color, and state of a substance. State, you understand now? Solid, liquid.
Yes, ma'am.
That's right. So there is a change in the physical properties, and generally they will be reversible. This is what you have read, and in previous slides I have shown you, isn't it? So let us see further what are the examples of chemical changes. So one example is rusting of iron, which I told you how rusting of iron happens. So at the end of NCERT pages, we have another topic, same topic, rusting of iron. So I will be explaining you how we can prevent the rusting of iron. Okay. So now you see this activity. Okay. You see this. I'll just try to rub this line. So in this burning of magnesium ribbon, what are the steps you're going to see it? Okay. See, this will not be possible to do at home. So it will be possible in the school because we need magnesium ribbon. So what I have to do? What is the precaution? You should not look for long at the burning of magnesium ribbon because it burns with brilliant white light, with dazzling white light, and it can damage your eyes. So you should be for the long. So here you can see what you have to do. You have to take a thin strip of magnesium ribbon. You have to clean paper. How many of you have seen sandpaper? I think in Hindi you must have heard about it. रेगमाल बोलते हैं उसको हिंदी में, है ना? So when you
Yes,
make,
ma'am.
yes, when you make new buildings, so you must have seen the
Yes, ma'am.
laborers, pointing the doors, or applying it on the wall, on the doors, on the windows to clean particular doors and windows with sandpaper. What it will do is a type of paper which will remove extra and extra.
Ma'am, your voice is not clear.
Ma'am, your voice is not clear.
Ma'am, your voice is not clear.
Okay, let me do that again. I mean, just on.
Ma'am, some background voice is coming.
Are you able to hear me now? Are you able to hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So as soon as you speak, please mute all of you so that there should be no echo. There is echo sometimes when you all, put in when you are unmute. Okay. So I was telling you what is sandpaper. Sandpaper is kind of, paper which cleans away the dust, impurities, or sand particles which is present on any material. So that's how when people are building, after finishing of building, they clean each and everything, isn't it? So that sandpaper, you are going to use it for cleaning the magnesium ribbon, and after that, after cleaning it, you are going to bring a candle flame, and you will keep the particular magnesium ribbon in front of the candle, and what it will happen, it will burn with brilliant white light. Am I clear? So it will burn with brilliant white light, and after burning it, it will leave powdery ash. Okay, it will leave a powdery ash, and that powdery ash is called magnesium oxide. What is the formula? You can see over here. So in the diagram, this formula was not given. Just everybody see it here. You are taking magnesium ribbon, you are cleaning it, and you are burning it. Okay, so when you burn it, it will not burn if you are not having oxygen. So during burning, there is the presence of oxygen. So you must be thinking how this oxygen has come. आपने सोचा होगा ना, हम तो जला रहे हैं, कैसे ये ऑक्सीजन आ गया? So जलाते वक्त we are having oxygen. Do you understand? So I repeat, you have taken magnesium ribbon, and when you're burning, there is the presence of oxygen. That means in 6th class you have studied that without oxygen there will be it will not support burning. Do you understand? So magnesium ribbon is reacting with oxygen. What is the formula? O2. What is the symbol of magnesium? Mg. So arrow means becomes. So magnesium and oxygen together, they will become what? They will become magnesium oxide. Who is drawing the lines? Please don't draw the lines. So after reaction of magnesium and oxygen, what you will get? Magnesium oxide. What is the formula of magnesium oxide? MgO. What is the formula? All of you repeat. MgO. So this is your
MgO.
So MgO is your ash. The white color magnesium ribbon. Just now I told you what is actually the arrow means. What is the arrow? So what is the arrow? Arrow means, here you can see the equation here are different from those in mathematics. In equation of this kind, the arrow implies, the arrow means becomes. Okay, so we are not going to balance chemical equation here. We will be learning in class 8 and in class 9. So balance, what is it? Balance, I will tell you. So in mathematics, you have studied about LHS and RHS. You remember? Left hand side is equal to right hand side. So that is the balancing of chemistry.
Yes.
In science also. Okay. So we are not going to do it now. So those who are drawing, please don't write anything. I am trying to rub it here. So I will explain. So the first step, all students, please listen carefully. The first step was you take magnesium ribbon, you burn it in the presence of oxygen. What it will become? It will become magnesium oxide. What is the formula? MgO. What is the formula? MgO. Okay. What is the next step? All of you listen carefully here. There is the next step now. So what are you going to do with the, somebody has drawn nicely. Okay, so what are you going to do the next step? So you are going to take the magnesium ribbon. So I can know the names. After my class, I can see that. And I will not allow you next time when you come to the class. Okay, so don't draw it now. Yeah, our next step is we have to collect the ash. The ash is magnesium oxide. And what we will do, we will mix it with the small amount of water. That is what you have drawn in the diagram. We will take the ash, we will mix it with a small amount of water, and then we will stir the mixture. We will mix the mixture. And now we will get aqueous solution. What is aqueous solution? We have the ash, and when we dissolve a certain amount of water, then it becomes aqueous solution. So aqua means water. Am I clear? Aqua means water, because we have mixed water in the ash. We have poured water in the ash, so it is an aqueous solution. Now the third step, this is the second step. Okay, this was the second step. Second step means we are taking the ash, we are mixing with the water. So what is the third step? We take the mixture, and we will take two litmus paper, blue litmus paper and red litmus paper. So what we will do? So does the mixture turns red litmus blue? Will it turn red to blue, red litmus to blue? Yes or no? Think about it. If you have drawn the diagram, you would have understood what is it. So we will take two litmus paper. We will take red litmus paper and we will dip in the mixture. What we will get? We will get blue color. So B for blue, B for basic. So that means the particular mixture is, what is the mixture? It is basic or acidic? It is basic because it is changing from red to blue. Blue, B for blue, B for basic. Am I clear? But if you take blue litmus paper, will it change into red? No, it will not change into red because it is not acidic, it is basic. So blue will remain blue. Am I clear? So B for blue, B for basic. So that is why our confirmation is the particular solution is basic in nature. Just a minute, I will add certain students, those who are joining now. Yeah, so now we will see the formula again. Yeah, now you can see on dissolving the ash in water, it forms a new substance. So what is the important difference between a physical change and a chemical change? In physical change, there will be no new substances formed. But in chemical change, we will get a new substance. So when you're cooking food, you get a sabji, you get vegetable, isn't it? When you are, doing certain burning, when you're burning wood, so you get ash. So that is a new substance. But in physical change, we do not get any new substance. Am I clear? So what is the next formula? This is the second formula. You have to remember it. Okay. So let us learn the second formula. So by the time all of you should be taking screenshot also so that it is a proof that you are in the class. So I am taking screenshot. You also take screenshots. Okay. So many have switched off their videos. So please switch it on. Yeah. So what is the another formula? We will see that. Here, another formula is, you can see the another formula here, magnesium oxide, that is MgO. That's just now we read what is MgO. It is an ash, okay? And we mix with water. What is the formula of water? Water formula is H2O. What is the arrow meaning? Arrow means becomes. What it becomes now? What is the next new substance? So magnesium hydroxide. And what is the formula? MgOH whole twice. What is the formula? MgOH whole twice. Am I clear? Magnesium oxide with water, it becomes magnesium hydroxide, MgOH whole twice. Now, you can understand magnesium hydroxide is a base. Okay. So why magnesium oxide is a base? Because red litmus paper is changed into blue litmus paper. That is why it is a base. Okay.
Ma'am, your voice is not clear.
Voice
There's
is not-
some background noises.
Okay, let me see that. Okay, there are 37 students now. Are you able to listen to me now? Are you able to hear me?
Yes,
Yes?
ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay. So you can hear magnesium oxide is a new substance and magnesium hydroxide is another new substance. Okay. Now let me come to the screen. Yeah. Yes. So now we are having 37 students. That's good. So I repeat after me. What are the new substances we get during burning of magnesium ribbon? Because you are going to write this. If you do not understand, you will not understand. You will not feel like writing it. So always, whatever you draw and write, you should understand that. So in first place, what did we do? We took magnesium ribbon. We rubbed it.
Ma'am, your voice is not clear.
Okay, let me. Am I clear now?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so please don't
Yes, ma'am.
don't unmute students, because of that my voice is having echo, and other students will not be able to hear it. Okay, so don't unmute it. So students, I was telling you, you are taking magnesium ribbon and you wrapped it, and then what did you get? You are actually burning with in the presence of oxygen in the burning Bunsen burner, and after burning it, what do you get? You get powdery ash. That particular ash is called magnesium oxide. So magnesium plus oxygen, what it will become? Magnesium oxides. So that is a new substance. That was the first step. Second step, what did you do? You mix it with the water and then you get another substance, isn't it? So what is the formula? Repeat after me. Magnesium oxide, that is ash, plus water, that is H2O. It will become magnesium hydroxide. What it will become? Magnesium hydroxide. So the mixture is magnesium hydroxide, and you are taking litmus papers, red and blue, okay? And red and blue litmus papers you are taking, and you get red litmus paper turning to blue. That is why it is basic in nature. So you must learn the two formulas, the two equations. Right here. So this is what we are going to do. So I think what is the timing for your class right now? Is it
10:22.
25? Okay, so we will finish it today. Only burning of magnesium ribbon we have done. Today, you have to draw the diagram and you have to write the activity. Right here. So after this, I will give you an activity. I think in PowerPoint presentation, the video which I have on YouTube, in that the particular this thing is there. Okay, so you can see that thing also, or you can draw from there. So half of the students, they have not switched on their video, so I will put absent for them. Okay? Are you okay with it? All the students, those who are in off mode. Okay. So we have done only one topic. That's enough for today, because it is a long experiment. Two experiment in when you see the parts, there are different parts over here. You have seen in the picture also, isn't it? Today you have drawn the diagram, so you can see, go through it. And those who have not drawn the diagram, please draw the diagram. And those who have drawn, you have to write the activity. So I will post the activity right after the class. You can start writing the activity and you can send it me after 12:30, after your class. Okay, so that's all for today. If you have any doubt, you can ask me. Do you have any doubt?